Alright, hello. We have no viewers, but that's fine. um, Hopefully people will watch this on YouTube and stuff. Hello, this is a podcast that me and Cordy just started randomly because have no lives. Yep. And we are going to talk about Sombra with the BlizzCon that was introduced today. We're not going to talk about anything else because there's just a lot we want to cover with Sombra. She's just going to change the meta. She's going to change everything, with her shields and all that stuff. So today I'm going to talk with Cordy. You probably saw him. If not, all good. um, Say hi, Cordy.
Hello. So I'm Qwerty. I am the team manager and DPS player of Team Space, and I'll sell myself out at the end. Yep.
You sell yourself out at the end. That sounds good. I'm just going to turn the music down because you're talking now. Yeah, so Cordy's a streamer like me. He actually has been streaming longer than me, so he usually tries to show off his Widow, and apparently he's top 3% Widow. Is that 3% or 1%?
I'm top 2% now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, just look at our tags up above, and he couldn't make his tag the same on Facebook, so unfortunately, yeah, annoying. But yeah, just follow us there and stuff and all that stuff. And so we're gonna talk about Sombra today, and the first thing we're gonna talk about is, do you want to go over the trailer that was introduced, or do you just want to like get into it?
I just get into it because
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
trailers. I have a lot to talk about. If the trailers, so I can go on all day and we're not gonna sleep. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might like show the trailer in the background, but yeah, feel free to start talking. So, um, what should we talk about? The abilities, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sombra comes with three basic abilities, what it looks like, and an ultimate ability, of course. So let's talk about the abilities. So the first ability is that we all know is hack, because she's a hacker, and this pretty much interrupts all enemies' channeled abilities, and at the same time it prevents them from using any more abilities in the next few seconds. But however, if it takes 2 seconds to channel, so if you are hacking and you take damage, then it gets interrupted. It also works on turrets, like if you hack a Torbjorn turret, it can't shoot for 10 seconds. If you hack a health pack, you can hack health packs, then it respawns way faster for you, and the enemy can't use it, so only your team can use it. And it lasts for 1 minute, so it's not the whole game. I think this ability is something that's like really unique in the way that it prevents people from using abilities. Like, yeah, you have Reinhardt, Earth Shatter, you have McCree Flashbang that also prevents people from using abilities, but that, like, you will know because by getting CC, you feel that sudden interruption that's like really obvious. Whereas when you're getting hacked, if you're like new to the game, or if you're kind of not sure what's going on and you don't really know what that hacked on the screen really means, then all of a sudden, like, you just move like normal, but all of a sudden you can't use your abilities. So like, imagine if you're going into a fight, you're running in, and then you're hacked, and then you don't know because you don't realize it, and then suddenly you find yourself in a fight, but you can't use abilities. So it just turns like the tables if, like, when people are not familiar with it. So I think that's probably like what it's gonna do when she first gets released into new players, is that people will not realize it, and then it will cause a lot of plan disruptions, I guess. And of course, like, if you hack, like, they can't use. I'm not too sure, but I assume they can't use their ultimates. I think it also reveals the enemy ult usage, but generally in high level of play, people keep track of ult usage anyway, but it's still like very crucial to have that exact information. But I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can't use ultimates. For example, if a Roadhog's channeling Whole Hog, then you can hack him and then they'll stop it. I'm pretty sure if you hack Mercy, she can't use Res, and of course Mercy's
Yeah.
Res is like arguably one of the strongest ultimates in the game. Like how many times have you just like wiped the team and then she just Res and undoes everything?
Actually,
And
that's a good point. You don't
yeah,
know if it counts for the ults.
yeah, but
Yeah.
if it does, then that's just really huge because Mercy's Res is one of the most kind of uncounterable ults because the only way to counter a Mercy res is you either trickle their deaths, which requires an insane amount of cohesion, or you kill Mercy. But killing them is the same way to counter every other ult anyway. So, so having that to prevent the res is pretty huge, and I think if she is going to be picked, that's going to be one of the pretty primary reasons why she's going to be picked. So yeah,
Yeah. I haven't watched enough videos to just to find out if that works because a lot of the videos in BlizzCon was just like all Sombra teams.
yeah, because everyone was playing Sombra. It's like, oh, it's a new hero. Let's all play Sombra.
Oh
It's the
my
same with Anna when she came out. Went on PTR, and then everyone was just playing Anna, like 8 Annas all game. And then you have Nano boosted Annas running around. It's freaking crazy.
Was it like everyone sleep as well?
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's just like that brawl again. Fuck.
yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
so we talked about the hack. We talked about the alt. We just talked about the EMP.
no, we haven't.
Oh.
Actually, yeah,
Oh, we
but
talked. So we're still on the hack. Okay.
yeah. So we just talked about the hack.
Anything else
But
you
yeah,
want to say
I
about
mean,
the hack?
I think if you have team communication, which is what this game is about, and let's say you have a Sombra player on your team, and
Mm.
then she can just say to the team, because I think Hack has disables for 5 seconds. So
I saw from Force Gaming it's 6 seconds.
it's six,
Yeah.
okay. So if it's six, that's even like worse. So
Yeah, it
the
is.
Sombra player, like, because 6 seconds is a long time in Overwatch,
It
and
is. Yeah.
yeah, and if the Sombra player hacks someone and she calls it out, so for example, if she hacks, let's say like a Reinhardt, and I'm pretty sure when Reinhardt's hacked, he can't put up his barrier, and as we all know, like his barrier is a huge part of what makes Reinhardt Reinhardt.
Oh
So
yeah.
so she can say Reinhardt's hacked, and then the team will be like, oh, he's hacked. Now we can like commit our ults. He can't block like anything. Like for example, like an Earth Shatter, a good, really crucial since Reinhardt is like a staple in every game right now. It's really about the Earth Shatter mind game. So if the Sombra player's like, oh, their Reinhardt's hacked, then
Hmm.
your Reinhardt won't have to worry about him like, putting a shield up to block his Earth Shatter. So that's just like a open engage window to
So
engage.
so
So
you mean the opposing team, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So if they have a Reinhardt and the Sombra player says the Reinhardt's hacked, then your Reinhardt can just throw down an Earth Shatter with that information.
Yeah. So the Reinhardt's gonna be like have to learn how to be more aggressive and
Mm,
stuff.
yep.
Yeah.
And I think hack is just it's really interesting because behind the ability usage, you have to think a lot about who you're going to hack because there's so much different like situations you're going to end up in. Like, are you going to hack a Genji because you're dueling him and you don't want him to use any of his abilities? Are you going to hack like a Xayah to prevent her from getting charged and bubbling people? Are you going to hack a healer, you know, to prevent them from healing, especially Anna to prevent that grenade, which is really strong and like causes a huge swing in the fight. So you're going to hack her for that. There's just so much
Hmm.
things you have to think about, and I think it'll be really interesting on to watch how the pros are going to use that ability based on decision making.
How soon do you think the pros will be able to
I
like
think
publicly?
you mean to use in pro matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we'll cover this a bit more in the esports section, but
Yeah. True.
I think first of all, like she would at least be tried out in scrims, and then I bet like 100% that they're gonna play it in solo queues. So they would probably at least have the basic mechanics down, like the aim, the teleports, and all that stuff. But in terms of team communication, I think it's gonna take a lot of work since she's just something completely new to the game.
Okay, we can talk about that later because there is an esports section. Um, Yeah, no. It's gonna be a lot of pressure, I think. Like she seems cool, but the hacking ability along with the EMP ability is just gonna like there's just gonna be a lot of like concise decision making that you have to make. And
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, and I think one of the key things that differentiates a good Sombra from a bad one is how and when she uses the hack ability,
yeah.
and that's going to be crucial.
How do you think would be the wrong way of using the hack?
I mean, like I said, it's all situational. So for example, if you are in a fight and they're death walling, so like they're all grouped up and stuff, and then you just go off like and hack a health pack, just like not even close to anybody, then I guess obviously that would be the wrong way to use hack, you know.
Oh
So
God.
that's like a really extreme example, but that is the wrong way to use hack.
It's
So
like, yeah, the teams at the last payload. I'm just gonna do the health pack at like the first payload point. It's all good. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So like that's an extreme example, but that's like an example of a bad usage of hacks.
Okay. What's next? What should we go in order? So do you want to talk about? I mean, I know it's really like minor, but the machine pistol, it's something.
It is, yeah, definitely. I think her machine pistol is a big part of her DPS, like similar to Tracer's pulse pistols. So her little pistol has actually a surprisingly large mag. So I'm a DPS player for my team, and Tracer has been a pick for me in dive comps and those flankers. And I would always pick. Generally, I would pick Tracer over Genji if I'm playing flanker. And as Tracer, I would have that pattern. Like if you play a lot of Tracer, you would have that pattern in your mind where you hold down left click for a certain amount of time, let go, blink, and then you just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And you have that ingrained in your mind if you're playing Tracer.
Yeah.
But with Sombra, her clip size is freaking huge. Like it's huge.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you can just like hold it down, and then you can, theoretically speaking, like easily one clip, like even a tank if you land all headshots, I guess.
It's like
Especially,
60,
yeah,
right?
it's 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
especially if it's like a
fucked,
squishy
man.
tank like Winston and you land like all headshots, I'm pretty sure you can possibly one clip
Yeah,
them.
because Winston is
Yeah.
just health, it's not armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So according to the spread as well, let's talk about the spread. I don't have the exact numbers, so I don't know how much damage exactly each bullet does, but having 60 in the mag is pretty huge. But let's talk about spread. So the spread is really
Hmm.
similar to Tracer's pulse pistol. It's like where it starts like the first split second somewhat pinpoint, and then it just completely goes like huge. And as a result, like Tracer, she's really good at that range that Tracer fights in. And I think that's just how the weapon works and how it's intended to be. And I think it fits her
She's
kit really
she's
well.
very similar to Tracer.
Yeah, she is. We'll go over that in a bit. But
Yeah.
in the way she plays, she is very similar to Tracer.
Yeah. What other abilities are there? So the next one is the. Should we go with the ult first, or do you want to go to the translocator first?
Let's save the ult for last because that's like,
Yeah, that's like
that's
major.
like, yeah, that's like the
It's like
biggest
holy
ability.
shit.
But we'll talk about the translocator. So,
Mm,
so what it does is she throws a projectile, and then she can teleport to it anytime after she throws it.
mm.
It can bounce off walls, so you can, throw it at a wall, bounce around a corner, like
Can it?
grab. Yep, it can bounce off
Nice.
walls. Yeah. You can be used. You can use it to. You can use it to chase targets. So if someone's running away, just throw it at them and then blink to it and then finish them off. Likewise, you can use it to get away from targets, or you can use it like Tracer's Recall, where you put it down, and then you go and do your thing, and then you can use it as a get out of there card.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's probably important to remember to do it before you go in and go hard.
yeah, and it also can be used to, since it's a thrown projectile, you can throw it up and you can blink up. So you can actually throw it up. An interesting play is you can throw it up and you can blink above the enemies. And then generally people don't really lock up, right? How often do you lock up in Overwatch unless there's like a pharaoh or something, you know?
Yeah.
So you throw it up and then you can blink above enemies. And what if, like, let's say a Reinhardt is holding a point and then you just throw it directly up and then you just on your way down you just empty your whole clip onto its head. That's still going to do a lot of damage, right? So that's like another interesting way to use blink. Of course, you can also use it to juke projectiles because that's like the main source of her mobility, kind of, in terms of teleporting and stuff.
Projectiles?
Yeah. So for example, if you're fighting a Hanzo or something, and he's just trying to like shoot you or spam, because that's what Hanzo does. Let's face it. Um, then
Your hate for Hanzo never dies.
then you can just like throw it behind him or something, and then blink to it. You know, like predictive scatter arrow, throw it behind him, blink behind him, and then work from there.
You'd
Also,
have to be pretty fast to blink though, don't you?
yeah, I would say so. And again, this ability like can be used in so many different ways, and it's just something that um, that has us like such a high skill cap. Like it's got so much potential. And again, it's just really interesting to see how the higher tiered players are going to be able to use it in different situations.
Yeah.
Of course, like since it's something really kind of unique in the way that you blink to something you throw, it's going to take some time for people to get used to, because usually when people see something being thrown, they're just going to be like, oh, that's just like another thing being thrown. That's
Yeah.
not going to hit.
I think at the moment that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. So like usually they would ignore it because it's just like, oh, that's just something that's going to miss me. But if it lands behind them, you can tell behind them, and since they ignored it, they don't know you're behind them.
Actually, the funny thing is, in most games at the moment, a lot of people are forgetting to use that ability the most.
Yeah. And I think since, like I said, it's something really new to the game, it's just going to take a lot of getting used to.
Yeah. So, how does that change the game, do you think?
Like I said, it's going to be really different since people are going to, not notice it at the start. You're going to have to, for example, if you're like a tank, like just holding a choke, and you see that throwing, like for example, imagine if you're playing Reinhardt and you're versing a Sombra, and then you see that projectile being thrown. Like what are you going to be thinking at the time? Especially in solo queue when you don't have that cohesion, and you see, and assuming you don't have mics, because let's face it, nobody talks in solo queue. And you see that Sombra throws her translocator like just way above your shield and behind your team. What are you going to be thinking? Do you turn around? Do you try to spot her? But if you turn around, you're exposing your team to a lot of damage. So again, it's something that people are going to have to get used to. It's something that people are going to find a way to work around. And personally, I think it's just got so much to like. It's just like, how do you say it? It's just so it's just so hard to deal with, like at first.
But it's so exciting to think about, isn't it?
Like nobody knows what to do it. But if you're the Sombra player, you just sit there and think, oh, like imagine what I can do if I throw it here, and then I bet you they're not gonna know I'm gonna throw it there. Like there's so much to think about, and there's so little for the enemy team to kind of like the time for them to react.
It's why why I love playing Tracer so much. It's so fun. Just like this high skill cap once again. Just endless things you can do.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those heroes where if you watch pro like streams and VODs, then it's something that you'll learn a lot out of compared to other heroes. So yeah.
Okay, and the next one is the thermo. Well, you say it. Well, the visibility thing.
I'm just gonna call it the invisibility.
Yeah.
So,
We have no time. It's like when you play, it's like I put in a thermo cabin. Okay, no, just
say.
Are you invisible, motherfucker?
Just say you're going invisible. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's also really useful. Let's be honest, all the abilities are useful, but this is probably the one ability that everyone is really attracted to.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the reason being is that it's the only stealth mechanic in the game. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
Mm-hmm.
else in the game can stealth.
Nope.
So
The
that's
closest is Reaper. The closest is Reaper.
yeah, but that's not really a
Nah.
stealth. Yeah, that's just like a vulnerability. It's something different. So for those of you that don't know, and if you haven't guessed it already, it makes you invisible, so the team can't see you,
No shit.
and you run faster during the time that you're invisible. But you have to know that if you're taking damage, or like if you get randomly shot in the middle of it, or if you decide to shoot yourself or use an ability, then the invis cancels, and you're no longer invisible. So um, I think that's like a very staple way of nailing down a
Wait, so what's
excuse.
the how long will you be invisible for?
I'm not exactly sure. I think
Hmm.
is it
Yeah, I forgot the
is it
time as
six
well.
seconds? I think it's I'm not too sure, but you do have quite a bit of leeway, and with that movement speed, you can reposition yourself like just anywhere pretty much.
The cooldown for invisibility seems really short.
Seems short. Hmm.
Because I
I
saw
don't.
in the intro video that she like went invisible and then
Mm,
she hacked the Bastion and then she went invisible like immediately after she hacked Bastion. So that's like 5 or 6 seconds.
she hadn't bashed. No, she didn't. She didn't win invisible. She tossed the thing behind the bastion, and then she teleported to where.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's teleport.
So no, it's not that short. It'll be pretty.
Okay, yeah.
She's not gonna be perma stealth. Don't worry. So
That would be too OP, I think.
guys, don't worry. She's not perma stealth. All right. There are ways to deal with it. So of course, being the only stuff in the game, you can just imagine. So you can start imagining so many different ways you can use it. You can run past Reinhardt's that hide around a corner stealth. Just run past the Reinhardt holding the choke.
Hmm.
Um, you can stealth and just run on the point and just use
Hmm.
that stealth on the point.
Hmm.
You know that can confuse players, especially in solo queue. You can, of course, you can stealth, go around, kill their supports, like one clip their supports or something. It's just these, and those are just the basic ways. Like, who knows what other ways you can use. I think the translocate thing also works while you're in stealth. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
So those two abilities are kind of intertwined.
Yeah.
So if you combine the usage of both of them, it's just there's just so much you can do, and I don't even know where to begin. So
Just basically
like
like ask yourself the question, what would I do if I was invisible?
exactly like imagine all kinds of scenarios. Like I just said, Reinhardt holding the choke on like Hanamiro or something because everyone hates chokes on Hanamiro,
Hmm.
and you just hide around a corner stealth and just run past them.
Oh
Like
shit, that would
doesn't
change
it
Hanamura
doesn't
so
and
much.
the reason why like Traces and Winstons don't jump straight past them is because like Mei is always picked, right? So if you're
Mm,
gonna do that, then she's just gonna wall your whole team off and you're gonna die.
mm.
But if she's gonna stealth and run through, the Mei's not gonna know that you went through. So
No.
she is probably not gonna put up a wall.
Yeah.
And who knows what you could do there? You can just take out. You can make a pick. Um, you can make a pick, and then so for example, if you're playing Hanamura, you put a translocator down, you stealth, run in, pick someone off. They're like, oh crap, Sombra's in the backline, let's get her, translocate back, and the Mei will of course walls your team out while they realize you're here. But you translocate back out, and then all of a sudden you're back with your team with a pick, and you just go in when the wall comes down.
Yeah.
Like it's
It
it's
changed
just
everything.
yeah, it just opens up a lot of potential to break chokes, and I really like that because Overwatch, the Overwatch maps are just full of chokes. It's chokes galore. So
You mean
yeah,
Hanamura?
just every single map in general. It's always like this one open area and then a massive choke and then the point and then another open area and then another massive choke.
That's how it
You know,
makes the games exciting, right?
not Hanamura makes it stupid.
Yeah, I've heard enough. You're raging. If anyone watches him, you should know. There are 4 people watching, but they're not saying hi. This is really annoying. Come on, guys. Be more active. We're not gonna bite. I mean, Cordy might, but you know. I forgot to say one thing about the translocator. Why do
Mm,
you think what do you think the range will be? Because I think I forgot the range. Because it will like, um, hi. Okay, thank you, Joshi. Joshi's watching. Um, say hi,
right.
Cody.
Fuck you, Josh.
Oh my God, he really did that. He's gonna go away now. Jesus. Oh, someone says Yoza. Who's
I'm kidding,
Static
Josh. Yeah, I love you.
Static Noob? Is that your follower?
Oh, Static Noob. I don't know who he is, but he's visited my stream before. Like, he could be someone I know using a
Okay,
different
you
name.
should really
So,
get to know your regulars, bro.
he's a regular, but I don't exactly know who he is. So, but
Static
if
Noob,
it's
hi. Thank you for coming. Sorry he couldn't remember you. So with the range of the translocator, how long do you think it is? Because it's gonna change like how you like how effective you can do your picks and like especially in Hanamura, like if it's really short then you can't like do it at the top left and go back or whatever.
so in terms of range, I think in terms of the not the throwing range, but the range that you can go back in, I think that's global. Um, but in terms of the throwing range, I think it's actually quite long. It's like just short of Enna's grenade. I'm pretty sure, if not as long as Enna's grenade.
And it's grenade after the buff?
Yeah, I'm
Whoa,
pretty sure. So
that's
it's pretty
pretty
long,
long.
but it's got quite a rather slow travel speed compared to
How
other
about the teleporting range?
teleporting range. Like it's like I said, it's global. Like you can,
Oh, right,
yeah.
because you thought, yeah. Hmm.
But I think
Okay. Hmm.
I don't think that like it's the distance that matters, the throwing distance that is not going to matter that much. I think it's more the travel speed of the throw that's going to matter more. Because generally, imagine if it travels fast, then you can throw it and then blink straight away and you can cover more distance, right?
Hmm.
But if you throw it, because generally you want to use that ability kind of in a fast-paced reaction anyway, like
Hmm.
in a fast-paced scenario. So I don't think people are gonna throw it like all the way like across the map, you know, like unless like the longest range I can think of is let's say you're playing King's Row, Reinhardt's holding the gate, you just throw it over the Reinhardt shield straight onto the point and then teleport on the point. I think I think that's like other than that, people aren't gonna use it to throw it really far. There's not that much point in it. I mean, of course, you can also throw it to gain high ground as well.
Yeah,
Which
that
come,
was just I was
yeah,
thinking.
which brings me to say that that is pretty much her only verticality.
Right.
And yeah, having verticality is just
No, but
important.
she has
Yeah,
verticality, and that's important as it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on the map, but generally in every map, high ground control is pretty important. So,
Yeah, it is
mhm.
completely. As long as you got one player, it changes everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, are we finished talking about invisibility, or you have more to add?
Let me see here. Again, I think. Oh yeah, this is something like she's not a spy on like TF2. It's not like on the meter or anything,
I
and
was actually, yeah.
she's not gonna one shot you, you know, because that would be pretty stupid. But
Did he one shot you in TF2? I forgot.
I'm pretty sure he did. He just goes in
Okay.
and stabs people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
So, like I said,
So annoying.
since it's like a new mechanic, it'll take something to get used to. Um, if you're new to the game, or if like the first few weeks or months of her release, maybe not months, maybe just weeks, people are just gonna like start getting pissed off about it and stuff. But I think as the game plays out, as she sees more time in Overwatch, um, people, especially high level players, are gonna find a way to predict her movements and can work from there.
I think there will be a lot of playing around with Sombra, like buffs and nerfs. Oh, it'll be crazy. It's gonna change. It's gonna be a little bit stressful.
And we don't actually work at Blizzard, so we can't like tell you like
Yeah. No.
what
Sorry,
actually,
guys.
yeah.
We're
And
we're, we're not
and
that
and
cool.
I think at this point even Blizzard doesn't know like how they're gonna change it since
No.
she's
Yeah.
just like got revealed. So
Yeah.
you never know like how she'll change. So yeah.
Oh, right. Last, we cannot forget, before we go to the EMP, we cannot forget the passive ability. Anything about
Yes,
that?
yes, the passive. There, I have
Mm.
quite a few things to say about that. It is arguably one of the strongest passives
Oh,
in the
fuck yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So pretty much what it does, if you don't know, is that the passive reveals enemies through walls if they're under half health. That is that's kind of stupid. Like half health. I would expect like I mean I understand if you can see enemies like let's say under 30% health, but like half health, that's
So it's confirmed half health?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's half health. Yeah,
Jesus. Okay.
and that's just it's imagine
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you have a team that is actively communicating like a six stack, and then you have a Sombra player, and then you probably have maybe you're running a dive comp and you have a Genji as well.
Mm.
So if the Sombra player and the Genji player has really good communication and synergy, imagine like what they can do. Like they can just Sombra can just call out low health targets, and what does Genji do? He's really good at finishing off targets, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna have a lot of potential in it, and it's just in terms of information that's also really important. As we all know, killing people in Overwatch is one of the best ways to win the game, and if
Sorry,
you
repeat the
can
lot. What won the game?
killing people in Overwatch is one of the best ways to win the game.
Hmm.
Um, so if you call low health targets, because we call low health targets all the time in team fights, you're supposed to do that, right?
Especially flankers. Yep.
Yeah. So imagine if you can call low health targets and then you can tell them exactly where they are
Yeah.
instead of saying,
Yeah.
oh, uh, Reinhardt one shot around the corner, you can just say Reinhardt one shot going for the health pack or something because you can see where he's trying to move.
Yeah, the location's gonna change everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So you have that exact information instead of
Oh
just
my
generalization.
goodness. I can already imagine all the rage quits just because of that.
Yeah, and you never know. Like again, I'm not in like a pro team or anything, but if any
Team space, yeah.
if any like if any of those top tier teams are going to use Sombra and they have really good synergy, then that's just going to be ridiculous. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
All right. Well, EMP time.
EMP points.
And girls.
So EMP her ultimate, pretty much it's an AOE hack. So if you forgot what hack is, just go back in the VOD and watch it because I'm not going to explain that all again. Um,
Yeah, go to
but
the Overwatch website and just watch the one that says Introduction, Sombra.
yeah, it shows all her abilities and stuff. But anyway, back to the EMP. It's an AOE hack. So imagine hack, but it's on multiple targets in an area. And on top of that, it destroys all barriers. So think of the barriers: Reinhardt shields, Zaya bubbles, sound barriers. Boom, gone. Like
Yeah,
they're no longer in effect. Um,
everything. Oh, no, you did say Sombra. Okay, yeah.
yeah. So it lasts 6 seconds. Again, lasts 6 seconds. But like the sound barrier, it has to be in line of sight. So if the enemy is not in line of sight, if they're
Makes
behind a
sense.
wall,
Yep.
then yep, they're not going to get hacked. Um, wow, it's just okay. So just to clarify, it stops channeled ultimates like McCree's Deadeye,
Yeah,
like Reaper, Death Blossom. It stops those channel ultimates, but it doesn't stop ultimates that's like already casted, like Soldier 76, Tactical Visor, Dragon Blade, Dragon Strike from Hanzo,
mm.
stuff like that. So, for example,
Maze thing.
yeah, Maze Freeze. So, if you can stop a Reaper in the middle of his Death Blossom, but you can't stop a Genji from using a sword once he's already pulled it out. So,
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
so you can stop Reaper.
yeah, because it's a channel ultimate.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Hmm.
but Genji's
Interesting.
not a channel ultimate unless you stop him like mid animation.
For those that don't know, Channel Ultimate means.
Channel ultimate means that they are ultimates that you need to spend time casting. Like
Right.
it's not an instant cast. It's not like press a button and then it's done. You have to press a button, wait a certain amount of time before it takes effect. And
Mm.
during that certain amount of time, generally you're vulnerable and you can get interrupted.
Mm. No,
So
yeah, that makes sense.
yep. So pretty much it's just oh God, like you can just like think about the potential. If imagine team fights. This is like how team fights in Overwatch happen. You have a Zarya, she gravitons the team, and then the Lucio sound barriers, and then the whole team backs off.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, I traded the graviton for the sound barrier. Let's just wait and re-engage. You know, that's generally how it is. Now imagine if the sound barrier comes down after the graviton, but the Sombra ults after that, and then you can re-engage. That just kind of adds. I like it because it adds to the excitement. Because
Yeah.
we all want to see people fight. Like if we're playing Overwatch, we want to fight. If we're watching esports, we want to see them fight, right? We don't want to see just like a graviton and then, oh, let's drop the beat, and then everyone just like walks away, you know? Like that's not fun to watch.
No,
So
it's not. Yeah.
I
It's
think,
getting a bit too repetitive now because everyone knows the combo now.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, with this in the game, it's gonna bring a lot more action. Not in like in the sense that it counters sound barrier, like it kind of like a ult to disengage or block incoming damage. So also, um, the fact that you stop enemies from using all their abilities for 6 seconds, like Jesus Christ, that's like 6 seconds where the enemy cannot do anything.
Yeah,
And
even
then,
without the shield thing, that's already a bad thing.
and then your team can just like just go balls to the walls and just wipe them out, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like like imagine, again, let's use the Reinhardt choke scenario because it's always hard to engage a Reinhardt holding a choke. So Reinhardt's holding a choke, he's got his barrier up, his team shooting through behind it, and all that typical stuff. Now imagine Sombra, she's got ult up, she stealths, runs in behind the Reinhardt, because generally everyone's grouped up behind the Reinhardt, and then just throws down an ult.
You shouldn't be in front of the Reinhardt. It's just
all of a sudden, the Reinhardt barrier is down. He can't counterpin anyone. They can't support ult. They can't. They probably can't heal unless. Yeah, they probably can't heal because heals mostly are abilities. And all they can do, and they of course they can't block damage with shields and stuff. So all they can do is just stand there and just auto attack while you got all your abilities up, including your ultimates. And you have 6 seconds to wipe them during that time.
Yep.
So that's just.
It's like a horror movie.
Like nothing opens up a team more than the EMP blast.
Definitely.
It's just so strong. I'm not sure how it interacts with abilities like Bastion, because Bastion's not really an ability, it's just like a change in stance. So I don't know if like he's in sentry mode and then the EMP comes in, he gets out of sentry mode. I don't know if
what happens when she hacks a turret? Like I know what happens when she hacks Torbjorn's turret, but what happens when she hacks Bastion?
I actually don't know. I haven't seen any footage of the Bastion, so we're gonna have to. Same thing with teleporters. We haven't seen any footage of that.
Oh no, that's a good point. She should be able to hack them because they're technology as well.
She should be, but how's that gonna work? Like, do you suddenly teleport your own team?
No, I don't. No. I don't think it's that OP. Oh my goodness. I think it just stops working. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like, there's no footage, so we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah. No, it would be. Oh, just no. I would hate to be on the receiving end of that because, like, all the combos and team strats at the moment in Overwatch is all based around shields. Most of them is based around shields.
It's all based around
just everything.
Like, holding chokes and breaking chokes.
You're an attacking team. You always go behind the Reinhardt shield or the Zarya. If you're in trouble, the Zarya shields you. And Lucio barrier, like you said before, it's to engage and disengage. It's just so many. Oh, and how would that do with the Zenyatta? Would it Zenyatta ult? I guess it wouldn't. Because it's not channel.
It is channel.
Oh, sorry.
At the same time, when Zenyatta ults, he's invincible himself.
True. Yeah.
So I think it still goes.
Yeah. Good. Zenyatta would stay in the meta.
So again, so with Sombra in the game, being able to disable sound barriers, we might see the Zenyatta Transcendence being more required, and therefore we might see.
Definitely. So that means Zenyatta would definitely rise up in the the meta.
Yep.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about how she plays in general now? Maybe talk about like combos that you could do with her all abilities, stuff like that.
She plays in general. She is a flanker, and she is a disruptor, similar to Tracer. So that means she is most likely to fill the DPS role of a team. So
Nobody play Tracer if she's chosen. Plus, yep. Plus, please. It's like when someone chooses Tracer and there's Genji, it's like, oh, please, just.
yeah, but then again, you have the same solution, which I'll go over later.
Yeah, yeah.
So she plays as a flanker. She's a disruptor, a DPS, but unlike Tracer and Genji, you want to have a lot of setup before you do anything. So, for example, you will want to hack an enemy before you engage a fight, rather than try to hack them in the middle of a fight, because chances are they're just gonna damage you. You're not gonna be able to do it.
Mm,
You want to set up your translocator to a spot that you want to be in after the fight.
mm.
So Sombra is a flanker that requires a lot of setup, and unlike Tracer and Genji, we just jump in, dash around, do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's
Essentially,
more
yeah,
straightforward. Like you can just
it's
do it.
it's not necessarily more straightforward, but you have to have a lot of planning ahead
Oh no,
compared
I
to
mean the
those
other
two.
characters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like with Sombra, you have to
Hey,
plan ahead.
Wolfie,
So
what's up, bro? How did your tournament go?
it's warfare. Yeah.
I think that's your viewer as well. I can't. Killer Nike. Is that him? Is that how you pronounce it? I reckon he says she says I reckon she would be kind of a team play character like Anna.
Yes, definitely, and I will go over that in just a bit.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so where was I?
How you need planning.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, so unlike most flankers, she would need a lot of cohesion and cognitive ability to go to figure out how you're gonna play the fight. Whereas Genji and Tracer, they rely more on mechanical skill. So okay, so
I kind of like that.
yeah,
It's
it's
more
kind of what
planning.
yeah, it's kind of what Overwatch kind of does differently to most FPSs, because in all the FPSs I've played, if you're like a god at aiming, you're like a god in general.
Right, like CS:GO
Yeah,
and COD and
yeah,
Battlefield,
and
everything.
Halo and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
like with Overwatch, you don't have to be. You can not aim for shit,
that's right.
and you can be a god at the game simply because of the decision making.
No, it's true though. But yeah, keep
Like
going.
you can play Lucio and not shoot your weapon once, and you will still be like doing a lot like for your team,
Don't
right?
go into your projectile rant. Don't go into it. Oh god.
And same thing with Mercy. You can not like fire your pistol once in the whole game, and you just do so much of the team already.
But that's what's good
So
because it shows players that, for all that mechanical skill is important, you also need map awareness and teamwork skills and just communication. That's
yeah,
important as well.
definitely, and that's what Overwatch does differently to other FPSs. Is that Overwatch stresses a lot on teamwork and cognitive abilities from players.
So do you have an idea on how you would combo Sombra yet?
I would definitely like. I think everyone would definitely at least give her a go. But as for sticking with her, I think it is definitely a good hero to have in the champ pool. I do recommend it simply because her kit is just so unique compared to everyone else. Like she's not a solo carry, but her kit is just so unique. Like you can just do so much different things with her that you can't do with anyone else. And if you have that hero in your champion pool, that just adds to your ability to how you can contribute to your team. It just adds to your arsenal on what you can do. So I definitely recommend it.
I guess the for example a scene would be Wolfie says 2-3 we're playing Reinhardt, 2 wins, 3 loss. It's not bad. Good job, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say.
Could be worse. Could be
Yeah, it
worse.
could
Yeah.
be. So for example, you could, I guess, go invisible first. Oh no, or you would do your translocator first.
Okay. So
Oh
so
wait, are we gonna talk about that after?
now we can talk about it now.
Okay, yep, yep.
So general, of course, Sombra is being so heavily involved with decision making. That speaking, she is a very situational champ. Like what you do with her depends entirely on the situation. Of course, do you wanna use a translocator to get high ground to, let's say, harass the enemy McCree off or the enemy soldier off? Those
Hmm.
heroes that are really strong on the high ground. Do you wanna throw it behind the shield? As for combos, I would say to
Hey
break a choke,
Dan.
you can throw it up and then teleport up, drop as you're dropping down, keep shooting the Reinhardt, and then probably use your ult like as you land. That would be like a really solid combo to pull off.
No, how about let's say this is not all yet.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you have no ult, so around basic abilities. So let's go over her basic abilities. So she's got hack, she's got translocate, and she's got invis. Now, usually I think most people would go invis. So they'll place translocator, and then they would go invis, and then they would hack someone, and then kill her with the Uzi or the machine pistol, and then translocate back. That's generally what you want to do. And of course, as a flanker, as a disruptor, you aim for the enemy supports.
Sombra hype.
So yeah,
Sorry, yeah, Dan just said Sombra hype. That's why.
Sombra.
Yeah. No, yeah, translocator is definitely the first thing you should do. Agreed.
Yeah, because like I said, it's all about the setup. And if you don't have that get out of there card, then
You're
like,
fucked.
yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
So imagine Tracer like jumping in but not recalling. That's what will happen if you don't use Translocator.
Warfare says that your webcam needs to be better.
I'm buying a better cam next week, so yeah, that's
Is
fine.
yours not 720p? Is that why?
I don't know what mine is.
Okay, okay.
My webcam was like $30, so
Oh wow. Okay. Yep. Cool. There's your answer, Warfare. Streamer
and
goals.
for my audiences, this is why I don't use my webcam yet.
It's fine. Kind of.
It's not
um.
fine.
Okay. So she has her ult now. Oh wait. How? So I guess you would just keep repeating that cycle. So hopefully they won't like catch into it, and then like that
I
will
think
be building your ult quickly.
Yeah, I think that would be like the bread and butter.
Yeah.
How you
Definitely.
play. For example, like a Genji would just like. So for example, yeah, a Genji would just like throw shurikens, swift strike in to kill someone, and then swift strike out. Or like a Tracer would just go in and then shoot, reload, blink, shoot, reload, blink, and then recall.
Mm.
So like that, it's very like it's just the bread and butter of a kit. Of course, you can use it in different ways. Like, of course, throw it on the high ground. Like try to hack that turret on the high ground or whatever. Like, but in general, that's how you want to play Sombra.
It's good to it's I think to play Sombra you have to have Mercy needs good map awareness. Basically all flankers need good map awareness, right? But Sombra needs it the most because she needs to know where the med packs are. She needs to know where the passive ability, like, you can only see their silhouettes, but you have to know where their silhouettes is in the map.
Mm.
And just yeah, if you don't know your map, then you're not going to be able to utilize your abilities properly.
That is also one thing that I have yet to cover is the health packs. So
Mm.
having the ability to hack health packs to make them spawn faster and only for you and your team, that kind of adds a different like that adds a different strategy game to Overwatch because yeah, health pack control was important in the past, but now with Sombra, it's just like gonna be even more important. Like it's gonna be emphasized so much. Like if, for example, if let's say you're capping Nepal on the indoors map Sanctum, and you hack one of the big health packs in the side room. Imagine like how many fights you have an advantage there. How many duels you're gonna have an advantage in that location of the map.
Yep.
that high ground up in the pole, there's a big health pack up there as well. A lot of teams at the start of the game like to push up that high ground and take control of that. So if Sombra can hack that health pack for her team, technically she brings healing to the team because the health pack spawn faster for your team. So technically she's an indirect healer if you regard her in that sense. So if your team has that health pack, that extra 250 health, which is a lot, and
It is a lot.
and your team takes advantage of that in the fights, so you have insta like 250 health regain while their team can't get that health pack at all. So like imagine the Ana grenade, but on kind of like a different level, like a different, I wouldn't say a level, but a different way of going about it. So again, it just swings that heal factor on map locations, and swinging heal factors is really huge in Overwatch.
So what role do you think she is in?
Definitely DPS, definitely flanker. Like
No, you're right. The more we talk about it, the more clear it is. Yeah.
Someone to replace the likes of a Tracer and a Genji.
How many are in DPS at the moment? 5?
6, I'm pretty sure. 6. Yeah.
So now it's
So
7?
so that's only the offense heroes. So if you include defense heroes like Hanzo, Widow, and Junkrat,
Yeah.
they're DPS as well. So yeah,
Oh god.
it's like around 10 DPS heroes. And some people consider Mei a DPS. So she's kind of in the middle, but some people, like most teams, replace DPS with Mei. So, and of course Roadhog's DPS, guys. He's not a tank. Roadhog's a DPS.
He's an off tank. That's what you call them, Cordy.
I call him a DPS.
Oh, wow. Okay, Killer has a lot of points. But the first point that he brought up, which is going to be good for our next topic, is direct counters. So he says that he's happy that there's a direct counter to Genji. So let's talk about counters.
Okay, so who is she good against? So first of all, like you
Genji.
said, she is good against any hero that is really reliant on their abilities. So Genji's one of them. So imagine if you stealth, Genji doesn't know you're there, you hack him, and you just spray the crap out of him. He can't dash, he can't deflect. All he can do is just spam shurikens and double jump. And if your tracking's like at least half decent, you're gonna kill him. So getting that surprise off, if you hack him first, then chances are you're gonna beat him. Because Genji's really reliable on his
Right, because
abilities.
Killer says that he or she, once again, I don't know. Please say your gender. Says that if it will disable the passives of other characters.
Passives?
Yeah.
No, it will not disable the passives.
Okay.
Lucio can still alright. Junkrat will still drop his bombs when he dies.
That's
Farah can still
yeah.
help.
I completely agree. That would be too OP.
Yeah. So passive stuff. However, if Lucio is on his healing aura will still run, but he cannot amp it up, and he cannot crossfade, so he cannot change the songs while he's hacking.
Okay, so
Just to make things
technically, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mhm.
But if you get a pick, the healing aura is quite minor, so I guess it wouldn't matter too much.
Yep.
Yeah. What else does she counter?
Just think of all the heroes that are reliant on their abilities. Tracer's another one of them. If you hack a Tracer, you're gonna kill her because you have a bigger clip than Tracer, and she is squishier than you, and she can't blink around, and she can't recall to regain health. So you're gonna destroy the crap out of Tracer.
Oh yeah, squishy as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Of
all
course,
squishies.
yeah. Of course, as a flanker, she is good against squishy supports like Mercy.
Oh god.
Possibly Zenyatta as well.
As support main,
Yep.
I sigh.
So there you go. I think who else does she counter?
Any support mains out there?
Yeah, like support mains are gonna have even worse time now. If you think Genji and Trace is bad, you're gonna have to deal with Sombra now. So, jolly Jeff.
Battle Mercy incoming. I know, right? Oh my god. Yeah.
Also, she's good counter to Reinhardt, of course. Being able to take down his
Yeah,
barrier.
that's what Warfare said.
Yeah, and and just like stop him from earth-shattering people, stop him from gaining ult through fire strikes, stop him from pinning people. That's a huge one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
She's accounted in
Because
that
that's
sense.
how he gets picks, you know? Yeah.
And who else relies on abilities? Zarya. She relies a lot on her abilities. She relies on her shields to protect people.
Should we just end the show and be like, she counters everyone?
No, she doesn't. I'll go over that soon.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
the
cool.
thing, yeah. So Zarya relies on her shields, and if she is hacked, she can't gain that damage. Of course, not to mention that Zarya is getting nerfed in the Sombra patch as well, on top of that. So we might see less Zarya.
That's good.
Because Zarya
Wait.
is...
Oh shit, yeah.
Zarya is like picked like almost all the time.
Yeah, Zarya's in pretty
Yeah.
much. I'm pretty sure she's top in the meta. Like she's actually top in.
She's,
Like
she's
she's the most
definitely up
played.
there. She's definitely up there, yeah.
Definitely.
So she's on top of the nerfs, with the
Okay,
nerfs
well,
on top
fair.
of the Sombra, on top of the Sombra patch. It's just Zarya's not gonna have like a good time, and Zarya mains are gonna be a little gutted at first, like the Genji mains with the Genji nerfs. So.
All right. I'm just gonna go toilet quick.
Okay.
Be right back. You just talk to the guys.
Okay. I actually don't have Twitch chat open, so I'm just gonna open up Twitch chat. Alright, let's have a look at Twitch chat. Battle Mercy incoming, XD, BRB, heating up food. With counters against Sombra, I reckon Hanzo and Widow, maybe. Now that's interesting because in terms of like a straight up fight, they don't counter Sombra because Sombra is very mobile and they're not gonna hit her. In terms of like overall, like as a team-based game, yeah, if you have the communication, if you have the wall hacks, if you have the information, then yeah, she will. That is like a form of counter. However, I don't think that it would be an extremely hard counter. I just think that it would be a counter in the sense that it will hold her off for a bit. It will stop. It will give you that window to that kind of safety net for that duration. But I think they're just soft counters. They're not hard counters.
Okay, I'm like really bad at abbreviations, so I don't know what MB and WH means.
Warhack, WH is Warhacks, MB is maybe.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
And sometimes MB means my bad, which I don't think you're saying at that point. So.
No,
Yes.
I'm not.
Also, as like I forgot to mention, if you are invisible as Sombra, the Soldier 76 ulting can still hit you, regardless.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it can still hit you. So if you're not behind cover and you're invis and you're in front of a soldier aimbot, he can still hit you.
Yeah, I saw this guy. He was playing Sombra in BlizzCon, and he was like, "I'm invisible. Reinhardt swinging won't get me." In a minute, just dies. I was like, "Oh god."
Actually, again, we don't have enough footage, so I actually don't know about the McCree ult. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that locks on or not.
How so? What do you mean by McCree ult?
Like, you know how Soldier 76 still hits Sombra when he
Oh
ults?
right.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I don't think it. I personally think it wouldn't because he wouldn't. McCree needs to be able to see you.
yeah, but same thing with Soldier.
Oh yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we're gonna have to wait for footage to come out, and
Yeah.
we'll see that.
I'm probably
So,
gonna just
yeah.
like watch all the BlizzCon videos after this. Yeah, keep going about the counters, or do you want to talk about synergy now?
Synergies. She is good with Zarya, and not in the sense that she follows up with damage, but in the sense that she can counter certain support ults and Reinhardt barriers blocking his team in the middle of a Zarya ult. So in that sense, she is good with Zarya. Of course, as a flanker, all flankers love a Zenyatta on their team because discords help flankers kill their targets way quicker, and harmony orbs on flankers is just fucking stupid. Like, how many times have you played McCree and there's a Genji with a harmony orb all over your face and you can't kill him because there's a harmony orb on him? Yeah.
Just no.
So yeah, Zenyatta would be good. I think Reinhardt would be good because Sombra would just give you so much advantage for your Reinhardt over their Reinhardt. So if you have a Reinhardt, be Reinhardt, but one Reinhardt has a Sombra on his team, then the one with the Sombra on his team is most likely gonna win.
You know what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a fucking battle between their Sombra and Reinhardt and our Sombra and Reinhardt,
Yeah.
and it's just gonna be a battle of who will do their ults first.
So chances are, like,
Oh my god.
if you have a Reinhardt on both teams and one of them has a Sombra, then the other team will probably switch to Sombra as well. Otherwise, like,
definitely.
your Reinhardt's gonna have a bad time if you.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, always think about direct counters. If there's a Sombra, get a Sombra.
Also, as kind of a cleanup character, Sombra is good with any like staple DPS that can get targets low for her. So like a McCree, or like even a soldier if anyone plays soldier, or even probably like I said, Zenyatta in the sense that he can get people low as well. So she is good with anyone that can get targets low for her, and she can go in and clean it up. So.
I feel disappointed for Symmetra.
So
I feel like she's just gone lower because of.
she's getting reworked, so I think we'll do like a different podcast on the rework.
Yeah.
Depending on how big the rework is. But yeah.
Okay. I think that's all about the synergies and counters, right? Any other characters, guys? Anything to add?
Not that I can think of right now.
Yeah,
I'm sure
no.
if I like spend like another 30 minutes thinking as I speak, I'll probably come up with something. But
we've gone against good against, yeah. What she brings to the team.
Who is she counted by? That's something we haven't got.
Oh no, yeah,
Go that's
ahead.
something we haven't got. So she is counted, and I think a lot of people want to know this because like she's gonna be that annoying person that goes stealth and then kills people, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, So so we would love to hear some counters now. Who's good at countering Sombra? So who's good at countering flankers in general? I think an anti-flanker like McCree is actually pretty good against Sombra because Sombra won't have time to kind of hack McCree. Chances are McCree's gonna notice.
Remember, guys, she's still squishy.
Yeah, so she is a squishy, and McCree excels at close quarters. So the only time you can beat a McCree is if he misses his flashbang or somehow the flashbang doesn't get you, which applies to like Tracer and Genji as well. So I think McCree can be a pretty stable counter to Sombra, and on top of that, he's got more range than Sombra. So,
right, that flashbang would immediately just change the game.
Yeah, it would shut it down. So yeah, another trend with if we follow that CC trend, we can just think of anything that has CC.
Yeah, Killer just brought up Roadhog's hook.
Yeah, so yeah, that's another form of CC that can land on Sombra. I think Roadhog's hook works in a very similar way with Sombra and Tracer. Like the hook works really similarly with those two, simply because it's kind of hard to land in a sense, but if you land it, then they're done.
Yeah.
So, but I think Roadhog hook will be easier to land on Sombra than a Tracer because, first of all, if she tries to hack you, it doesn't matter because by the time you're not hacked, you're probably still alive to hook her. Either that, or she'll just like translocate out.
So basically, it comes to the mechanical ability if she can use her translocator properly.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. She can't really do anything. And another anti-flanker is Mei.
So alt.
So if you, if you are May and you're just spraying that ice spray, and she's like somehow invis, and you just spraying and praying that thing, and if it tags her, then all of a sudden like she can't, like she gets revealed, right? And then yeah,
Can you imagine someone in Quickbow doing that?
I imagine a lot of people are doing that,
Yeah.
regardless, like
Like
even
the
in
team
comp.
will be like, okay, David Sombra, May, just fucking spray everything. And be like, oh god. Yeah, and Killer also brought up Symmetra could do that as well.
Oh yeah, Symmetric. Like she holds on left foot regardless. Like even when she's not ranged, she does that
No,
anyway. So,
she kind of should. So yeah.
but yeah. Also, uh, coming back to that point on the ult, um, remember that Sombra's ult does not stop ultimates that are immediately casted.
Hmm.
So if the Sombra decides to engage and disable your team with EMP, and you get the Blizzard off in time, then the Blizzard will still keep like going, because May's no longer like throwing it out. It's already been thrown out, so the Blizzard will keep going, giving you that kind of back away card, that cock block card, if you will.
So wait, what are the alts that require time? May ult,
That
Genji ult.
that don't require time, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. So think of any ult that you can just press Q, like, and it goes off, like Soldier, Genji, Hanzo. Of course, some of those can get interrupted if they get interrupted in the middle of the animation, but I'm taking into account that the animation is so short that chances are you're probably not going to interrupt it if you haven't planned for it. So yeah, those three you have. Did I say Dragon Strike?
Yes.
Yes, so I said Dragon Strike. Earth Shatter. Just thinking off the top of my head. Probably. I think probably Riptire. I don't know, because
Huh.
if you think about it, even if Junkrat dies, the Riptire still goes. So I don't think it affects the Riptire if Junkrat was hacked in him, like after he's thrown it out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Junkrat's one is a bit of a puzzle.
It's a weird one, but I don't think it interrupts Junkrat's ult once he's thrown it down, because once he's thrown it down, he controls the tire even when he dies. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah. Who else is instacast? I think it's Diva. I think Diva.
Yeah, Killer just brought up Diva. Yeah.
Yeah, Diva ult's instacast. Anna ult, of course, like it's instacasted as well. That's why I can really. Oh, Tracer ult, of course.
So
yeah.
wait, so what's not Instacast? And let's just ignore Symmetra.
Switches out as instacast, guys. So it's not instacast. Not instacast is something that requires time to channel, or yeah, it just requires time to like get the full ultimate off. So for example, Reaper's Death Blossom. Think of something that can get interrupted by a CC. So yes, Genji's ult can get interrupted by a CC. Hanzo's ult can get interrupted. Same with Reinhardt. But again, I'm taking into account that their animation is so short that it's pretty much next to impossible, or you have to be really freaking fast to be able to disable them purely off reaction time and without any anticipation. So that's what I'm taking into account. So back to the channeling ults: Death Blossom, Rocket Barrage, Deadeye. What else? I think no, Transcendence probably not, because Zenyatta's like invincible himself. So, but technically that's is a channeled ult. He just can't be interrupted because he's
Killer
invincible.
Killer mentioned that he would be invisible, but it's kind of like like a Anna's grenade. No one else would be able to heal. Yeah.
Yeah. So just think of like any ultimates that require like time to get the full thing off.
I think that's it. Yeah. No, yeah, that's it.
Oh, bruh, Whole Hog, of course. Missed that one.
Roadhog?
Hmm?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Like, if I missed anything, you guys get the point. So,
Yeah, I think we've gone over it enough. Anything to add about how she brings it to what she brings to the team?
oh yeah. Also, back to the counters.
Hmm.
Because I brought up the spraying and praying thing. If we all sprays and prays, guys, you know it. You know it. No brain, no aim. Winston main.
Oh God! Oh, I didn't even bring up Winston. I forgot Winston. Oh God,
How could you forget Harambe?
he's the freaking king of no aim and yeah, just yeah.
So simply, Winston is a counter because his Tesla thing, just like where we also straight up, it's auto lock on. It just doesn't matter. Like it's even worse than Maze one because Maze one's not auto lock on, but Winston's one is. So you can
Blizzard
just
just wants to bring back Harambe. That's literally it. That's they
like
just
like
wanna.
you can just if your team tells you that the Sombra is stealth, just everyone run to a Winston and he's just gonna spin around holding down his left click and you'll be fine. So let's say yeah. And also like Sombra can't really like kill Winston. Like she can't really kill Winston. Yeah, she can destroy his barrier with like her ult, but it's only got 600 health. You just spam a few Junkrat grenades and then it's gone. So
Yeah, his barrier is like really weak anyway.
yeah, so I think Winston is like he counters Genji and Tracer as well, which falls into the same category as Sombra. So technically, in a sense, he can be played as an anti-flanker.
Ew, killer. No, just. Uh, he's technically. Wait, is there any skin where he's actually naked? I
That
don't
would be
know.
horrible.
Okay, let's not go there.
Blizzard
Yeah.
won't even put Tracer's butt in the pose. What makes you think they'll make Harambe naked? Come on.
At least he's not a baboon. Um. Anyway, how would she play in solo queue? Oh, we love solo queue, don't we, guys? Yeah.
How is she played in solo queue?
No
So,
communication, remember?
yep. So she is not a solo carry. So if you think solo queue, you think Genji. Okay. Yeah, she's in the same category of as Genji, but she does not play like Genji
Yeah,
at all.
you can solo queue as Genji, but
So
no.
she is a character um that someone brought up before that I said I'll go over, and I'm gonna go over now. Is that
Mm-hmm.
she requires a lot of team communication. With Tracer, you don't really need that much team communication. All you need with Tracer is like when are you gonna graviton them, or like I've picked this character and or like this character's low, then that's about it, right? But with Sombra, you have to say I'm going to hack this person, or saying I'm going to go around and ult, or saying can you draw the aggro of this turret? I'm going to try and hack it. Because again, remember, if you get shot by the turret, you're hacking, it interrupts your hack. So you need someone to take the aggro while you hack it. So it requires a lot of communication and to pull off those combos. Like imagine you EMP the whole team, and then the Reinhardt just stands at the choke, and your Reinhardt just stands there with his shield up and throws out a fire strike and then puts his shield back up.
Well, hopefully you should hack
So,
while you're invisible, though.
I mean, even though when you're invisible, that's probably the only thing, really. Like, even if you're invisible, you still need to tell your team, like, what are you gonna
Mm,
do?
mm, mm, mm.
Like, the only thing I see her that doesn't really need team communication is just like that basic bread and butter combo where you just like translocator, go in, shoot someone, maybe get a pick, and then get back out.
Here is the thing, guys. Sombra is a hacker. And what does a hacker do? They get information. And what do you do with information? You give it to the world. So that doesn't fall under solo queue at all.
Yes, that's actually a really good analogy. So,
uh,
but yeah, like, can you just imagine how many things that can go wrong? So, like with Genji, if you're good enough, like if you're Shadow 2K or something, you just pull out your Dragon Blade, yeah, maybe get a nano boost and just like roll over the team.
spam left click.
Like if you're Sombra though, you can't just ult and then roll over the team because your ult is not something to roll their team with. It's something to open up their team for your team. and if your team doesn't follow up and the communication's not there, then you're probably not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a waste.
Yeah. Or maybe like you can say I have someone distracted. Like even when you're playing, that's one thing I forgot to say is that even when you're playing Trace and stuff, you can just say who you're distracting, you know.
Hmm.
So she needs to likewise Sombra needs to do that as well. Um, so of course you also need to like plan your translocator with your team. So for example, like Saya wins your graviton, and then she's gonna, and then she tells you when she's gonna shoot it, where she's gonna shoot it, and then you need the information to throw your translocator to a certain location to catch the enemy off, and then if you don't have it all, of course. So yeah,
You're just gonna have to communicate. And this is, mind you, this is solo queue comp. In quick play, just we don't fucking care.
quick play is 12 Sombras, guys. That's it. So I think Sombra is like another great example of a blend in different categories of play. Like we've seen one in the form of a support and a sniper, as Anna, of course. Like nobody really thought that could work, but guess what? Blizzard made it work. So Sombra is like another great example of how Blizzard brings the two different classes together to make a very smart and unique character kit, while
Agreed.
also
Yep.
promoting team communication, which is what they want Overwatch to be about.
Anna is bae.
So yeah, I think Sombra, like I said, communication is key. Um, and if you don't have the communication, you're not a solo carry, so you're not going to get much done.
It's kind of like how Symmetra's not really a support. Same thing.
Yeah, not really. She's more like a DPS, a shitty DPS of a teleporter. To be honest.
Joshi still seems to love her very much, but you know, that's for another.
Hey, I love Widow very much, and I know a lot of people here hate the shit out of Widow, so I can relate. So
Uh, okay, so I'm pretty sure that's it about solo queue. Just no, just one word, communicate. That's it. How does she play in a team?
uh, team environments in general are completely different to solo queue, but in the case of Sombra, it's just on a whole new level because
You would need to create new combos, new
you would
team combos.
you would because the solo queue, what happens in solo queue, you just pick whatever. It's like, oh hey, we're missing a healer. Can you please go Zenyatta or Anna? And he's gonna pick like a Hanzo or something, you know, like that's not gonna
Oh,
happen.
widow.
No, that's true, but that's not gonna happen in the team play. So you would need to like, I would like to see how teams uh just incorporate
Well,
Sombra
let's
into
talk about
comp.
full team first. What team strat would you do with Sombra?
I would definitely like seeing her being run with a Reinhardt because
I think
that
that's
would
wise.
that would be really sick. Like
Hmm.
that would be that like the communication between those two would be so like it would just be crazy.
And that's the thing. That would probably be the only reason why Reinhardt stays in the. We will touch on this more in esports, but Reinhardt will be still important in the meta because he will rely more on Sombra, and there will be more like two flocks of a feather.
Hmm. So um a really good team comp with Sombra
Team comp, that's the word.
is I think you can have Sombra, of course, as one of the DPS, along with someone like I said before, someone that can get enemy on low health like McCree. If you have a really good Widow, that can work as well because if Widow body shots people, that brings them, unless they're tank, of course, that brings them below half health. But even if she headshots a tank, that still brings them below half health. And Sombra's passive reveals people below half health. So in that sense, if you have a really good Widow player, that can also work. But of course, McCree is one of the staple DPSs, and he will also work really fine. Um,
That's
not
right. The passive ability itself brings combo to a lot of characters.
exactly, it just provides the team with so much information. Like it's pretty much like constant war hacks. So um, So McCree Sombra, or even Widow Sombra would be a really good DPS combo. Especially
So
along
we've got
the
Reinhardt, Sombra, and DPS so far.
yep, and a McCree, and I think you can run like maybe like a Winston to help her out to dive the back line.
Mm-hmm.
Supports, of course, I still think Lucio would be pretty stable, even though Sombra's in the game, simply because like there's nobody else that can give you a speed boost. So I still think Lucio will still be played, and of course you can swap between Ana and Zenyatta, since
Zenyatta would be good with Sombra.
because think about it, if they have a Sombra and you have a Lucio and a Zenyatta, you don't have to worry about your sound barrier being like destroyed as much because you have the Transcendence as insurance. And like I said before, the Harmony orbs on Sombra herself and the Discord orbs on her targets will just completely wreck them. Like even if they're tanks. So I think that would pretty much round up like a pretty solid team
Yeah,
comp.
I mean, in general, Zenyatta and Lucio is always a good combo because both their alts complement each other.
Yeah, and the reason why we're not seeing Zenyatta much is because the Nano Boost right now is too valuable. And especially with the Nano Boost nerfs coming with the Sombra patch, Zenyatta is definitely to be expected to play more, and I definitely see him like being picked a lot more than maybe even Ana right now. So
So would Sombra's alt cancel the Nano?
no,
Oh,
because Nano Boost is instacast,
right, yeah.
and whoever is Nano Boosted, unless like the Nano Boosted target is ulting like a Reaper Death Blossom, then the Nano Boost will still be there anyway. So
Okay, well,
like if you Nano Boost the Reinhardt, he would still. And if you EMB Blast, that wouldn't really do anything because Nano Booster Reinhardts don't hold their shields up, they swing the fuck out of you.
oh god, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen,
But
guys.
the good thing is he's not going to get movement speed anymore, so maybe we're not going to see as much Nano Boosted Reinhardts. So, and even if we do, they're not going to be like that guy that just chases you down regardless.
Because of the speed.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it no longer gives you speed buff.
yeah. But we will. I think Anna will still be. Yeah, we'll talk about that more. But before that, how? Okay, so the comp basically, guys, Reinhardt, healers, Zenyatta, Lucio, tanks, Reinhardt, Winston,
Yep.
and the just any of the DPS, the ones that can get picked. So Widow, Hanzo,
Not
McCree,
Lancelot.
McCree, okay, Widow, McCree, Soldier.
Oh yeah, that's right. The soldier buffs are coming in as
Mm,
well, so we might see
mm.
a more soldier. Yeah.
I agree. And what is it? Genji. That's right. And yeah, Tracer. But no,
Maybe
just
yeah, if you're running like double flankers, that some there are situations where you'll run that, and that would be good for that as
mm.
well.
Very rare though, guys. Don't try it all the fucking time, please.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. So, um, I think that's a good comp. Should we, I mean, discuss another comp? That should be good for now. Yeah.
I think that's a really staple comp that
Yeah.
teams are going to go with. I can't
Yeah.
really think of
We,
like a better comp to incorporate Sombra in.
yeah, I think we have to watch more situations to like think of like alternatives. Like,
Like
yeah.
maybe you can replace the Winston with a Roadhog, so like you can drop barriers and he can hook whoever he wants. That can also work too. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Her skill cap.
Mm.
So is she hard to use? And we have to probably separate the casual and serious players.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
So, she is, from what I've seen, definitely a hero with a very high skill cap. If you are really good at decision making, then compared to someone that is even average at decision making, you're a freaking god. Because the way you're gonna be able to use your translocator and the way you're gonna like the way that you're gonna select targets to hack and stuff, that just makes so much difference. And I think that's one of the main things that's gonna differentiate a good Sombra from a bad Sombra. Um, So for
That's a
example,
simple way to put it.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's like in a nutshell. But if you want to look into the further, so if we break down the newer players, so for the casual players, I think that it's a hero that's really hard to get into. Like I know all the casual players are like, oh, Genji's such a cool hero. Like
Oh god,
he's
just
a
because they all
ninja.
have hard
You
bonus
know,
for Seagull.
he's a ninja. He throws shurikens. He's like I can climb walls and stuff. Oh, this is so cool. You know, like all the casual players like think like that. But
Mm.
I think, but then again, like the casual players mostly aren't that good at Genji. They're just like, you know,
Just
they're
just a
just
just a small note, guys. It's 3 stars for difficulty on the actual website.
yeah. So that's so like you see like the casual Genji just like swift strike for no reason. Whereas if you see Seagull's Genji, like you can see the way he swift strike. He swift strikes only when he knows he can kill a target within like a few seconds. Like he uses it really efficiently. Of course, there are exceptions. Like if you're fighting a team and you're just cleaning up like a Roadhog, which is like the only guy left, of course you're gonna swift strike him like to deal the damage. But you know, overall he swift strikes like really efficiently. So he knows. So that's why you see so many of his multiple swift strike resets, because he knows that he can kill a target after he swift strikes to them, or the target can get killed by something
Yeah.
else.
Stress
So
strike isn't something you spam, it's something you decide on.
yeah. So like that, like the sense of how like different the lower end, the higher end level players play, Sombra is the same. Like we're gonna see more efficient use of the invis, because like normally if you're not good at Sombra, you're just gonna be like, oh, let's go invis. I'm so cool now, they can't see me. And when you go invis, you're gonna be like, oh shit, like what do I do now? You know? Whereas like if you're a good player, you're like, all right, I'm gonna go invis. I'm gonna hack that person or health pack or whatever you're gonna hack, and then my team's gonna follow up by doing this and that. You know. So
And then thinking about your escape routes as well. So I'm gonna put my
yeah,
translocator there.
and yeah. So also you have to have that in the back of your mind. So when you play, there's a lot to think about when you're playing Sombra, and I think for like a casual new player, that's probably something they're gonna have to have a lot of practice on, and that's probably something that they're gonna have to do some research on at least. So, in terms of the serious players, oh yeah, of course, uh, forgot to touch on this when I went over the invis, is that the invis will be really annoying for newer players and casual players, because they're just gonna be like, oh, I'm winning this fight, I'm shooting the shit out of him. Oh, what? Where did he go? That's so unfair, you know? Like, like, but if you're, but like, you know, high end players, very serious players, they're gonna start working out like, okay, she invised, I think she's gonna be there, and they're gonna start aiming there, you know?
Mm.
And also, I think we're gonna see a lot of sick plays in the pro scene where a McCree is fighting a Sombra, and then the Sombra goes invis because she's probably gonna lose the fight, and her translocator's down for whatever reason, and then the McCree just perfectly predicts a headshot, and she shoots the midair and kills the Sombra. That's gonna be like one of those sick plays that we might see. Um,
With the
so I think,
mechanical skill, it's totally possible.
yeah. So I think that's also, yeah, that's gonna be a massive difference.
And keep in mind that if you play supports that require a lot of decision making and as well, like Lucio and Ana, then you can probably play Sombra as well.
To an extent, yeah. Um, Although Sombra does, of course, require more mechanical skill than, like, let's say Lucio or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe not Ana, because Ana, I would say Ana needs more aim than Sombra.
No,
So
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. But
so
the fact you do have to make a lot of decision making with just like Anna's ult
yeah,
and
do
her grenade and her sleep.
a lot of supports are based on decision making. Like even
It is.
Mercy, Mercy is heavily based on decision making. Like who are you gonna fly to, who are you gonna damage boost? Do you damage boost or heal lamp? Or not heal lamp, damage amp. Oh fuck, I just fucked that up. Do you heal them or do you damage boost them? That's what I meant. So yeah,
On
it's like
stream, guys, on stream.
you have to think between the two, and I think by playing a lot of supports and by playing a lot of decision making heavy heroes, you're going to have that kind of you're gonna get used to thinking about a lot of stuff at once. But with Sombra, you're gonna be thinking about different things at once. So regardless, she's still gonna take a lot of practice.
It would be easy where she would go and just pre-fire. Easy to find where she would go. I don't exactly.
Again, so I see what he means there. Is that it would be easy to predict where she'll go and just shoot in that general direction to get a low. That's probably what he means. But again, that's the difference between good and bad players, right? Good Sombras are unpredictable. Bad Sombras are predictable. So how are you gonna pre-fire a Sombra when she's like really unpredictable? Do you know what I mean?
Hi, Jack. Is he your subscriber? Sweet. I mean, follower. Is Jackie
So
Blair? Is he your follower as well?
Jackie Bear, I don't think he is.
Okay. Is Sombra on the PTR yet? I must know.
I don't think so. I think it's just a BlizzCon exclusive.
I need to know.
I think it's just a BlizzCon exclusive. Don't worry, you're gonna get it someday. Just chill
For
out.
now, we know the Oasis will be on the PTR next week.
Is it
Next
next
week?
week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
BlizzCon's over by next week, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so it's after BlizzCon.
Yeah.
So I assume they're gonna release all the stuff they revealed on the PTR after BlizzCon.
Yeah. So just wait till next week. I'm sorry. I know I'm in pain too. So yeah. Just watch all the videos, man.
Like even if you're gonna play Sombra, it's just gonna be 12 Sombras every fucking game. So
Yeah. No, I was gonna bring up the great thing about Sombra, and sadly, is gonna be like May. She's gonna be fun in quick play, and she's gonna be fun in comp as well. She's gonna be fun for both kinds of players, and that is why Overwatch is good. They always think about the casual players as well.
hmm
So,
except for when they're designing Hanamura.
all this hate for Hanamura. Oh, Christ. Okay, so esports time. This is the most exciting, in my opinion. Meta. Let's talk about meta.
Okay, so esports typically we always see Lucio as a staple pick. We always see Reinhardt as a staple pick. Some people might say you don't really pick Reinhardt in King of the Hill, but in terms of esports, like even some teams still pick Reinhardt on King of the Hill, so he is like picked a lot. Xayah is a staple pick. Reaper is a staple pick. So I think with Sombra in the game, of course, also with different changes to all the other heroes like Xayah nerfs, soldier buffs, etc. It's definitely going to be different, I guess. Like imagine like I expect two things can happen to Reinhardt. He can stay in the meta and stay as a staple pick and have Sombra picked on both teams, or he can just like not be picked at all whenever there's a Sombra.
Who,
So
sorry?
Reinhardt.
Right, yep.
Yeah, so two things can happen there. Just kind of similar thing goes to Xayah, so we'll see. I think we'll definitely see a shift in the tank picks, because right now it's pretty much Reinhardt, Xayah, and Winston. Those are the three tanks. You don't see D.Va. Of course, D.Va buffs are coming
The
in.
meta at the moment?
Yeah, at
Yes.
the moment you don't see D.Va.
Oh, Winston, really?
Yeah, you see Winston.
Oh, yeah, dive comp. Yeah.
Paired with Xayah's a lot often.
Xayah's the top.
Yeah.
And then
it's Reinhardt.
Yeah.
And I think Reinhardt, Xayah, I think they're about the same. Like they're in,
Zenyatta's getting there.
Reinhardt and Xayah is not always picked, but they are picked like 90% of the time, 99% of the time. So, Lucio definitely will remain staple because he is still the only hero that can provide you with a speed boost.
Yeah. Until there's something that can actually compromise that,
Yeah.
he'll always be in it.
Yeah. Even if his heal lamp is nerfed, even with Sombra in the game, I still think.
I mean, he's not really used for healing. Not really.
Yeah. People don't exactly pick Lucio for the heals, and a lot of people like don't know this because like the game just labels him as a healer. So they're like, oh, I picked Lucio because he's a healer. A lot of people pick, especially high-end people, they pick Lucio because of the speed boost, the ability to reposition your team so quickly, the ability to just
disengage and engage. Yep.
the ability to have that surprise factor.
And he's
It's
also a
like,
prime
yeah.
character to shot call as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of shot callers are generally Lucio players.
Yep.
There are exceptions, like for example, NVS, their shot caller is Internet Hulk, who is their flex player, not the Lucio player. So there are exceptions, but generally Lucio will stay stable. For the secondary supports, we will definitely 100%. I will be surprised if we don't see a change, but we will definitely. I think we'll definitely see a change in the secondary support. Anna definitely is interchangeable with Zenyatta 100%. Right now, people think like this. This is the meta right now. Anna, we will always pick Anna for Zenyatta. Why? Because the Nano Boost is so powerful, and compared to like the Discord Orb, like I would take Nano Boost over the Discord Orb any day. Also because Nano Boost charges extremely quick. It's up every single fight. So that you have that edge on the opponent in terms of the ultimate in your arsenals. And of course, Anna has higher healing than Zenyatta.
Wait, can she hack a nano boost?
No, she can't.
Okay.
Yeah, Nano Boost doesn't work like that. So.
Yep, then she's just gonna run away when
Yeah,
when it happens.
And also, think about it like, what do you pick Zenyatta for? You pick Zenyatta for his Discord Orb, and you pick Zenyatta
and his transcendence.
for his Transcendence.
Yeah.
Now, what does Discord Orb do? Discord Orb is a damage buff. And what's the point of a damage buff? It's to help you kill enemies faster. Anna has a Biotic Grenade that prevents healing, that also does the same thing as a damage buff, because it helps you kill enemies faster. They're not getting healed. So technically, those two skills are somewhat interchangeable. And also with the heal, the swing factor of the healing involved in both teams with the Biotic Grenade. Now we go on to Transcendence. Why is like Transcendence like not really valued? It's because if you get Gravitoned and you throw a Biotic Grenade in your team and you heal Lamp, that's pretty much a mini Transcendence. So we don't need to waste an entire hero slot on Zenyatta when we already have like half Zenyatta, but you get a Nano Boost along with that. So this is the meta right now.
Fair enough.
This is why you see Anna being picked over Zenyatta. But now we move on to the changes. What's changing? Anna Nano Boost no longer gives movement speed. So think of all the times you got completely chased down by the Reinhardt. You're playing McCree, that Reinhardt's Nano Boosted. You stun him, you roll away, and he still gets you, and that's pretty much all you can do. That's probably not going to happen anymore.
That was so OP.
Yeah, it's not going to happen anymore. The Reaper Death Blossoms will not just roll through your team anymore.
With a Lucius speed boost.
Yeah, it's going to still do an insane amount of damage, but it's going to require much more setup, and it's just not going to be like, oh, I'm in front of their team, just Nano Boost me, and I'll go into the team. Oh, what do you know? They're all dead. Whereas, like, after the changes, it's going to be like, okay, I need to get into position because I don't have the movement speed anymore. Yes, I'm going to do the same amount of damage, but if I don't have the movement speed, it's not going to do anything if I'm not in the right spot. So, yeah, that's something that'll be interesting to see. I think Nano Boost will still see some play, but the pick rate for Anna is definitely going to drop. And when that happens, Zenyatta comes back, of course, with the good orbs to combo with Sombra, and also he's just now like, if Sombra is here, Zenyatta is definitely going to be here, because he just works so well with Sombra. Discord Orb, Sombra can just like delete people. Harmony Orb on Sombra, we all know how stupid Harmony Orb is like on flankers. And of course, Zenyatta also has the potential to get targets low enough for Sombra to finish off. So Zenyatta I think he will definitely see an increase in picks.
Which is good, because there was a time when Zenyatta was like not there.
That was when he had 150 health. So
Oh
but
god.
like even like this meta, you don't really see Zenyatta because Ana is just like way stronger than him.
Mm.
So I think Zenyatta will definitely be more picked. In terms of Mercy, I think Mercy will actually be less picked. So
Mercy.
if Sombra makes it, if Sombra makes it in, Mercy will definitely be less picked.
Mercy is still Bay. I want to believe.
So I think like I don't know, like Mercy's in a really tough spot because yeah, like she's actually a really hit or miss support. Some people will like, oh no, she's not a hit or miss support because I can't miss my heals. I will always be healing people, you know. So so yeah, like
Repeat the last
but
sentence, sorry?
so pretty much people think Mercy is a consistent support because she's not going to miss any heals.
Mm.
But truth is, she's not a consistent support because her value lies in the res, and that is not a consistent ability. You, two things happen. You either die because Mercy always gets focused, so you die, you don't get the res
Yep.
off. Then all of a sudden, Mercy pick becomes completely useless. Or you don't die and res your whole team, and all of a sudden, it's pretty much two teams against one.
Mm.
So there's not really in between, really. I mean, yeah, you can res like two or three people, but why would you do that when you have a sound barrier that can shield all your team anyway? You know?
Mercy is really hard to like. She's really good to play. Her ult is like game changing, but just in the overall like meta and how she contributes to the meta, there's like not really a solution, and it's very
Mm.
frustrating. It's extremely
And
frustrating.
and if you think about the res as well, is that res is such a stupid ability in the sense that it has a huge swing factor, and once she presses that button, you can't do anything about it, even if
No.
you kill her.
Yeah.
And for an ability that has a swing factor that big, and that can just be casted as simply as just pressing a button regardless, that is something like that shouldn't happen, in my opinion. But at the same time, if you nerf that, then Mercy just completely falls out of the meta because Sombra's coming in. So
Mm. Oh
it's
god.
it's it's like I will propose an idea. I proposed an idea to bring back the cast time on the Mercy they had in beta because now you can counter the res with a CC like when you because it's kind of like if she has a cast time, it also has that mechanical skill factor to counter her in terms of reaction time. So, but if you bring in the cast time now, I think that's just gonna make her too weak. And the way to counter the res right now, I think the new way at least, because the old way, all you can do is just kill her first,
Bye,
or
Warfare.
trickle their deaths. So
Wait, is today Saturday or Sunday?
today's Saturday, well
Oh,
Sunday
what?
now, because but
Why do you have to sleep so early? Okay. Yeah, bye, Warfare. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so Mercy out of the meta, and who else? Hmm.
Symmetra.
Oh,
we're,
I
we're
was
not
gonna be like, don't even bring her up.
we're not gonna like she's
I think it's pretty obvious.
unless the rework does something great, she's not gonna see the light of day.
Joshie keeps saying, wait for the Symmetra buff, guys. Wait for it.
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
Oh god. You're just waiting for it to laugh, aren't you?
So in terms of DPSs, we can potentially see Soldier being picked over McCree. Potentially, that can happen. Although I still think that at the pro level, McCree will still be more dominant
CC.
um, simply because of the CC and the aim
Mm.
that the pros have. Um, of
Hit
course,
scan, you can't go wrong.
there is like that. I've seen people run Soldier as an off healer with a solo healer, so who knows, that might work. But and that team was envious, and they only did that because Harry Hook, one of their support players, is a really good soldier. So
Right.
that's kind of an exception, but
Hmm.
I can see that happening more often with envious, and I think that more teams are going to try it out now that Soldier's more powerful.
The buff, yeah.
Mhm. In terms of tanks, I think again, Xayah is definitely going to see a drop in pick rate.
Definitely.
Yeah, with Sombra coming into the game and the Xayah nerfs hitting her pretty hard on top of that, um, people will definitely consider maybe even a diva to replace her. And of course, with Xayah kind of not being picked as much, then that means that diva is going to be picked more, because when a hero's counter gets nerfed, then that hero gets picked more. That's how it works. So if Xayah if Xayah's not going to get picked as much, Diva's going to get picked more, and it's going to be interesting to see how Diva works in the new with her new buffs in the new environment.
What are the buffs for her again?
So for those of you that don't know, Diva now moves faster while she shoots. Yeah, and I think that's they amp her damage. I don't think they amped her damage, but the biggest one is that she moves faster when she shoots.
That's really big because she moves really
Yeah.
slow before.
And oh yes, and also she has 600 health in total in her mech form instead of 500.
Okay.
Of which 400 are still armor.
Damn, son.
So yeah, that's a pretty significant buff for Diva, and we might just see her coming back. Yeah.
I'm just
So
wondering how she directly counters Sombra though.
she's not necessarily a counter.
Yeah.
I think she's just there to fill the tank role while, like, with Xayah, like, kinda gone-ish. She will be filling the tank role for Xayah every now and then. Of course, Defense Matrix is, like, a good temporary substitute for Reinhardt's shield if his barrier is down. But of course, if Sombra is altered, then I don't think any of those, like, neither of those two can use their barriers.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, so. But, you know, if the Reinhardt shield breaks outside of that, then the Defense Matrix can take the heat for a bit. Also, self-destruct, I can see that working because it's really good for clearing points.
Could be good for a stupid Sombra as well, like if they happen to be nearby.
Yeah, also, if they have, that's also another thing that can consider. If Diva flies around, because she deals damage if she runs into someone. So if she flies around and she accidentally runs into a Sombra, like going invis, then all of a sudden there's a squishy target in the middle of your team. So
That would be so awkward.
That can also work.
That would be hilarious. Holy shit.
Yeah. In terms of Sombra, because this is the main topic, so what will happen to Sombra in esports? Now that we talked about how she would change other heroes, let's talk about Sombra in esports. I think two things will happen with Sombra. One thing is that Sombra will either be picked from the start and will fall off as the pros get the hang of how to deal with her, or she will just not be picked at all. Which is crazy to say, but you have to know that at the pro level, the team communication is insane. Like, both teams pretty much know everything, and they pretty much just try to outsmart each other the whole game. That's pretty much what it is.
Yep.
And yeah, Sombra, I think she will. I think the first one would be the case where she would be picked, but she would kind of fall off as teams know how to deal with her. But who knows? She might be a core pick, which I kind of doubt as it stands right now, since Winston's in the meta and Mei is in the meta, and of course McCree's in the meta. So I doubt that she will be a core pick, but she will definitely be at the very least, a niche hero, similar to even Hanzo at his stage right now.
Niche hero meaning?
Niche hero, for those that don't know, means a hero that is picked in a very specific situation. So, for example,
right.
Widowmaker is a niche hero because Widowmaker is inconsistent, but she is picked because of the fact that you can possibly make a certain pick of an enemy team at this time. So a good example is we see some pro teams do this on King's Row on attack. They start off with Widowmaker, get up on their top window, and they fire like 1 or 2 shots off, and if they get a pick, great. If they don't, then they just switch off.
Right.
So you have that. Like I said, maybe a specific situation doesn't even have to be like an in-game situation. It can be a situation where you have the best widow on a widow player in the team, like in the whole world on your team. So if you have a widow player that good, that is another specific situation for that hero to be picked. So that's what niche heroes are. Niche heroes are heroes that are picked for very specific situations.
She will definitely be picked more in attack.
Definitely. Like I said before, she follows the same playstyle as Tracer and Genji, and you don't really see those on defense. The only time you see like a Tracer on defense is to stall the point, and Sombra's not going to be able to stall the point as well as Tracer. So
Yeah, you think she would because of invisible, but no.
but no, if they have a Winston, your point just spraying left click, you're not going to last long. So yeah.
Good luck, have fun.
But yeah, I think Sombra would at the very least be a niche hero, simply because the potential for her ultimate is just huge. That's what I think.
So is that the role part in esports, or are you going to talk about that now?
I said before that she will be mostly picked by DPS players, so good Tracer players. To name a few, Shawthor, a really good Tracer player. AKM, pretty solid Tracer player. People like those, they would probably pick up Sombra and play her in those situations. And I would like to see, and it'll be very interesting to see how those players use her.
Wait, IGDQ is good at Reaper?
IDDQD is known for his McCree.
Yeah.
He's definitely known for his McCree. He's known for his also his Widowmaker at some point, but since Widow's like not really in the meta now, then that just kind of like went away. And right now, because Reaper is strong in the meta since of the Nana Anno boost and whatnot, IDDQD as a hit scan DPS player, he will go to the Reaper when needed be, and he's pretty solid on Reaper.
Yeah, Jack, we talked about the no aim strat before. Symmetra, May, Winston.
If you're just tuning in now, don't worry, this whole podcast will be in the video.
Yeah,
and
it will
go
be.
check that out later.
Yeah. Yes, please do it. Okay, well, how soon do you think you will see her being played in esports?
I think it would be the teams would start scrimming with her, and it's hard to say because we don't know what happens during scrims. That's private information kept only for the teams. But they can be like, okay, like during the scrims, they can start off with Sombra, and then somewhere partway through the scrims, the enemy team will start like asking each other questions, and then they would just come up with an answer for Sombra, and they're just gonna figure it out during scrims, or they're gonna take a while to figure it out, and they're not gonna be able to figure out how to deal with Sombra during the scrims. So therefore, that's when she comes into the tournaments we see. But if she does get figured out in scrims, then that's the situation I talked about where she's not going to be picked at all.
How long did it take Anna to be important in the meta, or did it take a while?
Anna, to a degree, took her time because of how weak she was when she got released. I don't recall if they buffed her on the PTR or live. But I do know the changes is that she started off with 6 mag. She had to reload too often. So then they're like, alright, let's give her 8 in the mag instead. Still didn't really work, still had to reload too often. Now they give her 10, and on top of that, they gave her the, fire rate. So now she heals quicker. So I think after that, the players still didn't really. If that was on the PTR, the players still didn't really pick Anna because of this, and because at the time the 50% bonus damage on the Discord was still live. So I think until that got nerfed down to 30%, the pros didn't really use Anna simply because Zenyatta was more reliable and provided more. But after the Zenyatta nerfs, the Annas started coming in. So I think
It'll depend on the nerfs and the buffs.
Yeah, so I think we'll just probably see some changes. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be released. It's not even on PTR yet. So if it is on PTR, it's probably gonna be changed. For those of you that don't know, Blizzard has made a post that they're now gonna take PTR differently. Instead of just like using it as a bug check before releasing, they're gonna just go hard out on the PTR and say, all right, let's just do this, see what happens. Then we're gonna change it majorly if we have to. So with Anna, we saw a lot of changes with Anna on the PTR before she was on live. So who knows? Maybe they'll be the same with Sombra. So we're just gonna have to see then what happens in the PTR.
I'm trying to find the link. Okay. Come on, load. No, okay, I'll look that up later. Just know that they're just experimenting heaps on PTR. And they're still doing it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
And with Sombra here now, it's just gonna be really fucking intense. Just so the only thing is more people have to play PTR.
Exactly. Yeah, and you never know what they're going to change. They could change the projectile speed of Translocator. They can change invis time, invis movement speed, hacking time, hacking time, the range you can translocate at. They might nerf her AOE. They might nerf her main weapon damage. You never know what they're going to change until they have the data in. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out over the next few weeks.
We already answered that question, Jack, but he basically asked, for Sombra, how devastating would it be to have a team comp with Sombra, Reinhardt, and Zarya with their ults?
Like I said, if you just tuned in and you missed it, go back watch the video. But I'll go over that really quickly just for you. Sombra, really good with Reinhardt because Reinhardt, it's a lot of games are Reinhardt v Reinhardt, and it all comes down, a team fight pretty much usually comes down to which Reinhardt gets the Earth Shatter down first, and of course successfully. So with Sombra, she can just like invis, hack the enemy Reinhardt, and then your Reinhardt would know, and then boom, free Earth Shatter. That would be pretty cool. Well, for you at least, not for them. With Zarya, you throw a Graviton. What if they drop the beat to counter? No problem. You EMP, suddenly the sound barrier is gone. Keep following up. Okay, that's another way. But Sombra, although at the same time although she works really well with Reinhardt and Zarya, at the same time she also works really well against those two. So yeah, more details in the VOD. So make sure you go
Watch
back.
Watch the VOD. All right. Coincidentally, it has. I was away at the moment when you talked. Yeah, I know. Sorry. You're gonna have to do your homework. But yeah, it's hit 2 hours. We are right on target. I'm surprised, but you were right. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about Sombra.
It's our first podcast as well, guys.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. You think so?
If you guys, I think if you guys like this kind of stuff, definitely tell us, and we'll be happy to do it in the future. So
yeah, it's just good to talk about strats and stuff, and it's Overwatch is a learning game in a way, so these kinds of stuff is quite fun to do. But obviously, if you don't like it, we understand. But if you do, please tell us. That's how we know that we will do it. Yeah.
If you don't like it, just don't be a dick. Just constructive criticism. Just don't be a dick.
Please.
But you know, it's the internet, and then we'll get a few trolls here and there. But hopefully, you're not that troll. So
Kipper 123. All right, so we'll probably close the podcast, but I have the your notes, Cordy. Sell out yourself and let your guests sell out. What the heck? Okay, so Cordy, you just talk about where you can be followed, what you do,
okay,
what your stream is.
I am Query. I manage an Overwatch team, an amateur Overwatch team called Team Space, and Team Space has two teams in it. So actually, I manage two teams. I play in one of them, and I sometimes stream. Go to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/imquery_TV. I was
Oh,
I was I don't know where it is because I'm not the host, so I'm not going to point
I'm
anywhere.
pointing to it. I'm pointing to it.
Okay.
Just point up. Just point up.
I stream Overwatch gameplay. Why do you
Only
want to
Overwatch.
Why do you want to watch my Overwatch gameplay? Because I'm top 2% Widow in the world. That's why you want to watch
God.
it. I have to say that, otherwise people aren't going to watch it. I'm sorry. But I also do VOD reviews and gameplay reviews and kind of like coaching videos for people that want to. So,
yeah, Jack says he already follows you.
Thanks, Jack. I appreciate the follow. The goal of my stream is to help people improve at the game at like a kind of a serious level. So if you want to do that, my stream is the stream for you, and I will help you do that.
I agree.
And at the same time, if you are better than me, and I will be happy to take your advice, and you can even probably like help me teach my audience as well. So
and he'll 1v1 you.
Of course, my Twitter. Follow my Twitter. Follow my Facebook. I'll always post before I stream, and I will keep you guys updated with random shit like, oh, I bought this monitor, or I cooked this food, or like, you know, all that random stuff. And of course, like, I will stream right now, etc., etc. But yes, what you're gonna watch on my streams mainly just to coaching videos, VOD reviews, and a shit ton of DPS gameplay. Yep, that's me.
No lies to that. I need skill, so I'm gonna watch the stream a lot. Aw, thanks, Jack. No, yeah, if you need skill, Cordy's definitely the guy. I recommend him. He is our coach in Team Space. So I also play in Team Space. I'm in the sub team, but we learn just as much as Team Nebula. No, that's me. Team Constellation. There you go. But like the reviews that he does are at the moment all Team Nebula stuff, and my shitty Lucio play is the one that he reviews. So if you see a shitty Lucio that he reviews, it's all me. It's all me. It's my point of view. But you know, I'm learning. It's a learning curve, and
that's the whole point of my VODs. So.
Yeah. I don't really do reviews, you know, in terms of learning, that's Cordy's side, because he's been in the game for longer. But I stream all kinds of game. I'm a variety streamer. I stream Dragon Age, Walking Dead, I like to do a lot of story stuff for downtime, but I definitely do Overwatch as well. So I will do my drills sometimes. So if you want to know like how some drills are for Overwatch, you can watch me. And I usually stream Monday 8 p.m. onwards, and I think Sunday. I'm not sure yet. Just watch both our Twitters to find out. That's how we're doing it at the moment.
Oh yeah, I think we both have a stream schedule under our streams.
No.
Okay, well I do, so there's a reason to go to my stream. So yes.
Oh, shut up. I stream at more late hours. I don't know. Yeah, no, you don't really stream late, do you, Cordy?
I don't stream. I play pretty shit when I stream late, so.
No, yeah, it's true. I've seen it. 3 a.m. Cordy, don't do it. Just don't. Sucks for me though, because I'm stuck with a MacBook Air until I get my PC. Oh, bro. So have you not been gaming?
MacBook, dance game.
Oh, Jesus. I feel sorry for you. But yeah, also the podcast will probably be in my stream. So and you know, if you want a nice host, watch me. If you want enough of the rage quit from Cordy from his non-picks and Widow. Watch me. Yeah. So yeah, watch both of us. No hate, no hate. But yeah, it was fun doing this podcast. Thank you, Cordy, for your awesome reviews and uh, notes about the new character. Much hype, Sombra hype. Oh my goodness, like not
Thanks
even
for having
funny.
me. No problem.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll do another one. We'll talk about it, I guess, Cordy.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess we'll stop it here.
See
Say
you later,
goodbye.
guys.
Bye. Bye, Jack. Someone just came in, but sorry, we're going.
Watch the VOD. Watch the VOD.
Yeah, watch the VOD.